Hey, everybody. Welcome to MFSN The Hub. It is Thursday, which means it is our strategy show, kind of weekly start sit program for fantasy football. Dr. Dan is again off saving the world somewhere. And so it is me and my esteemed colleague, the great one, Ross the Boss. Ross, how are you doing today?
Esteemed colleague, I love the intro. Thanks, Casey Scheinfeld. Yes, we're live. I'm from Los Angeles, and Casey's from Pennsylvania.
Chilly, Pennsylvania. Wind chill of 15 degrees.
I saw that on the news last night. Sorry for laughing. It's about 72 here. It's not too bad. And yes, we're here at week 15. Am I right?
It is week 15. Yeah.
Wow. Time's moving quick. Philip Rivers, 44 years old, Casey. And he's going to be starting quarterback, I'm pretty sure, for the Colts this weekend.
He's a grandfather.
What's he have, like 9 kids, right?
And I read today, his rookie year, he was teammates with Doug Flutie. That's how far back he goes.
I love Doug Flutie. Yeah, he's going to get rushed, and he's going to get hurried, and he's going to get hurt. I don't think it's a good idea for him to play. But the Colts are going to roll the dice and see what happens. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, desperate times, right? The Colts are still in the playoff hunt, although they are no longer atop the AFC South. I think Houston might be atop the AFC South.
You're right. The Texans, 5 in a row, Casey Scheinfeld. Unbelievable football for the Houston Texans. They're playing great football. Defense.
Well, their defense is one of the best in the league. And as we know, defenses can carry you pretty far.
Yeah, and your guy, Woody Marks, hopefully he plays, he's playing really well too.
Yeah. So, hey, we're to the playoffs of fantasy football now, right? The regular season is done.
Playoffs. Playoffs, right.
How does your attitude or strategy towards your team change in the playoffs versus the regular season?
Well, first of all, the waiver wire is slim to none, but if you do what I do with defenses to switch it up every week, you have a great variety of different defenses to pick from, because all the teams that were eliminated, they stopped looking. So they're not going to pick up anybody. So that's a good thing. The bad thing is almost all the players that mean something are already taken. So you're looking at injuries. You're looking at players that may not play this week. And you take their handcuff. Hopefully you have their handcuff, or you can pick them up. But it's changed a lot because nobody really clinched a playoff spot yet. People want that 1 seed. So teams are going full force. I mean, there's no resting anybody.
Yeah, and I think that's my main approach when it comes to the playoffs. The difference is in the regular season, you're being a little more balanced in who you're starting and who you're sitting, and you're looking at, well, this guy's going against this defense and that's a better defense. You start your horses in the playoffs, I think, no matter what. Even if Joe Burrow has a bad matchup, or even if, Dak Prescott is going against the best pass defense in the league, you got to start your number ones, I think, when it gets to the playoffs. I don't think you can take those chances because good afternoon, Albert. As always, it's wonderful to see you. You don't want to lose by 6 or 7 or 8 points because you left, one of your star players on the bench. I would rather live with Jamar Chase underperforming than believing Wan'Dale Robinson is going to have a better game than Jamar Chase and putting him in the starting lineup and having 28 points sitting there on my bench.
That's a great strategy, of course. I mean, you're not looking for a dark horse to come up and have a bunch of points this week coming up. You got to go with the guys that got you there.
Yeah.
And the question I have is this, and I'll ask you this question. Buffalo's expecting, they're playing in New England, but New England's expecting a lot of snow for that Buffalo game.
Yeah.
Against Buffalo this week. I mean, I guess you still start Allen and you still start,
Look, they're both top 5 quarterbacks, Drake May and Josh Allen. Drake May, you might have grabbed as your second quarterback a little earlier than other people grabbed their second quarterback, and you might have Lamar Jackson or Matt Stafford or Dak Prescott or, one of those guys, but you can't bench Josh Allen. He went for 6 touchdowns in one game a few weeks ago. Like, even in snow, he'll just run with the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know, but you're always looking at these snow games. You're saying, how the hell is this guy going to
again? No, that's where could you live with yourself if you're like, you know what, I'm going to throw Baker Mayfield out there in tonight's game, and he throws up a dud against Atlanta, and then you're sitting there and you're watching the Buffalo game on Sunday, and Josh Allen rushes for 2 touchdowns in the first half or something. I couldn't live with that. All right. Albert says, start 2 for Superflex. We have Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Lambs, as you like to call them. They're playing at home against Detroit. Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers are at home against Tennessee. And then what was the last one? Jackson Dart is at home against Washington. Wow. Those are 3 really good options to throw out there. I mean, for me, it's Stafford and Purdy. I trust them more. The Giants are coming off a bye week. Dart hasn't played in how long? It hasn't. I mean, he's coming off a concussion. You got to imagine the Detroit game could be a shootout. So Stafford's going to want to play in Detroit, or against Detroit. I'm sorry, not in Detroit, against Detroit. He's going to want to make a statement game. And San Francisco is going against Tennessee, one of the worst teams in football.
How dare you say that, Casey Schoenfeld? Of course you start Stafford. He's the leading MVP for the NFL football right now. Detroit's defensive secondary is just all hurt, all banged up. They're going the backups of the backups are even not playing because that's how desperate they are. So Stafford's going to be a field day. I love Jackson Dart, as you know. He played here in Southern California in college. But Brock Purdy at home, Brock Montana, I call him. I like him a little better. So there you go.
And I'm a Giants fan, so I'm going to put that out so everybody who doesn't know, if you don't know by now, knows that.
We see the back.
But are the Giants really going to try to win that game? They have the number 1 pick in the draft right now. If they just kind of coast into the finish line, and you could go with a healthy Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, and Cam Scatterbu, and Theo Johnson, who's proven to be a pretty good tight end. Yeah. And you could have the number 1 pick. But if you start winning games and suddenly you have the 3rd pick, all that draft value or even the 4th pick, all that draft value goes away. I don't know. I think Kafka could hand the ball off a lot more, and they're not going to let Dart run. They're going to tell him to get down or throw it out of bounds. And most of his value comes from the fact that he's willing to run as hard as possible to get to the end zone, even if it means he's going to get the snot kicked out of him.
Right.
So I would go Stafford and Purdy, but I couldn't blame you if you went Dart, because Washington showed how bad they were last week against Minnesota when they gave up 30+ points and made JJ McCarthy look like an NFL quarterback.
I think the Ram game is going to be very high scoring, obviously. And
yeah, I mean, Stafford's a no-brainer. Dart and Purdy, I could understand you're splitting hairs there, but. So you think Stafford is the favorite for the MVP?
I don't think. I know. I mean, you go to any of these betting sites, you'll see Stafford.
Stafford
1 and May 2.
Yeah, I have Drake May as 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I would probably put Jahmyr Gibbs as 3.
It's going to be that's a quarterback award, Casey.
I know, but it shouldn't be. I mean, you're telling me that Jonathan Taylor wasn't the MVP of the league for the first 12 weeks?
Jonathan Taylor, you don't have to sell me on him, but if you look at Stafford's stats and you look what he's accomplished this season, I mean, like 2 interceptions the whole year, I think. I'm not looking at it, but what I read.
I also, just for a plug, Myles Garrett has been the most dominant defensive player of the last however many years this year.
Tie the sack record like last week and there's
I mean, if he's not in the MVP consideration, it's criminal.
He's not. I mean, again, look what Stafford's done stat-wise, touchdowns compared to interceptions. He's second in the league in yards. First is Prescott. I mean, it's a good thing that Stafford is going to get the MVP because, like I said before, this is going to be his last season. He will not be playing football next year. So I think a Bon Voyage MVP award for him is a nice thing.
Yeah. Well.
So, I mean, Myles Garrett, again, he'll be Defensive Player of the Year. That's the award I have for him. Offensive Player of the Year, that's where you can go wide receiver and running back, Casey.
Yeah.
I like Jonathan Taylor, like you said.
Jackson Smith-Njigba has to be up there.
I like him, and I like Puka. I like both those guys. Puka's been hurt a little bit, so that's why his stats aren't as good as Jackson's. But, I mean, there's a lot of great offensive players this year. Even like a guy like Devontae Adams, who's leading the league in touchdown catches. I mean, what do you do with him? You know what I mean? It's like he's having a great season. So there's a lot of stuff going on with awards. I think the last 4 games are going to mean a lot for that categories, if you care. But I think I care more about where my team's going to be in the playoffs, who they play, where they play. If they have a bye week, I think all that stuff's a lot more important than having a stupid.
Yeah. Now, finally, the bye weeks are over.
Yeah.
That was killer last week for some teams when the Patriots are on a bye. So if you're running a hot streak or trying to make the playoffs and you have Drake May and Stephon Diggs, like I did in a couple leagues, man, that stings. So what are your, how about I go through the schedule here?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And you tell me, well, we'll start tonight. It's not a very exciting game in my opinion, but Atlanta travels to Tampa Bay.
It's 5.5 points. Atlanta always plays Tampa Bay close. Always. It's always like it's a thorn on their side. So I like the Atlanta Falcons plus the points, but I also like the game to go under just because I don't think there'll mean much scoring. I think both teams offensive are kind of sputtering right now, but Evans is coming back. You got Godwin's in the lineup. You got that hot shot rookie from Ohio State that's playing for Tampa Bay.
Emeka Egbuka,
thank you. And you got Bucky Irving coming back. So they're healthy now.
They could be really strong, but Atlanta is throwing Kirk Cousins to Darnell Mooney as their top connection.
But Kirk Cousins last year, Casey, over 800 yards in 2 games against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's the one where he had like 500 and some odd yards in the one game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Kurt knows how to play against Tampa. So it could be a high scoring game. I don't know. I just know both teams I don't trust at all. So there you go. I really
I'm chuckling because I'm using CBS Sports website to look at the schedule right now.
Yeah.
And they list on the right side of the line for each game how much you can currently buy tickets for.
Tell me.
And so the 1:00 game in Cincinnati, Baltimore at Cincinnati, tickets starting at $30.
I went for the past 4 years. I've been to Bengal games in Cincinnati. My daughter went to school there in Miami of Ohio, right outside of Cincinnati. But we always went to a Bengal game, and we sat like 30-yard line, 20 rows up. It was like under $100 each.
Yeah, now they're $30 each because both teams are.
It's still a great deal. I mean, Bengal games are the best deal in NFL football. They don't pay big money for them.
Yep. Okay. Let's go to the big game and the most expensive game by tickets. Tickets starting at $290 a pop.
New England.
Buffalo at New England. What do you see there?
It's a tough game. If New England wins, they're going to win the division. That's my feeling. But this is where, if it's snowing out and Josh Allen's the quarterback, I love Josh Allen in this game. I think he's going to run all over the field. And I think the Buffalo, even though the defense isn't that great, I think they're going to score more points than the New England Patriots. So
I also could see this being a highlight reel show of James Cook versus
Yeah.
Travion Henderson, where
I
it's
think
just the two
Trayvon's
of
gonna
them
be the
because
game.
of the frozen field and the difficulty for defenders to plant and cut as well and react, that those two could be.
And that game has been going, the odds have been going favored to Buffalo, then it's back to New England. So I think New England's favored by 1 right now, which is almost a pick'em game. So yes, give me the Buffalo Bills. Give me, I don't know, over under though. It's gonna be a good score. I think they'll score some points. Both defenses will give up some points. So there you go.
All right. This is going to be an interesting game. They've been struggling, but how about the Chargers at Kansas City?
You know, the Chargers always play Kansas City tough in Kansas City for some reason. It doesn't matter what year it is. Herbert did look good last week, even with a broken hand. Their running game looks so pretty good too. Hampton ran well. Vidal ran well. Their passing game looks good. Kansas City's in disarray. I mean, look what Kelsey looked like. He was 50 years old last week. But Mahomes is having a bunch of drop passes from all these receivers, like Ryan. All these guys are dropping passes. So I know Kansas City is a very loud place to play, but I like the upset. Give me the Chargers.
All right. I'm just going to say this because I think it's funny. It would be cheaper to fly to New Orleans,
okay,
and see the New Orleans game than if you lived in Denver to go to the Denver game.
Tell me.
Carolina's at New Orleans. The cost per ticket starts at $12.90.
Okay, so that's upper deck. You don't want to sit.
Green Bay at Denver starts at $338 a ticket.
You know, the Bronco fans, and that's a great game. And
it is a great game because Jordan Love has to be considered an MVP candidate, and so does Bo Nix.
No one's talking about it. Come on.
No, they're not going to win, but I'm just saying they have to be in that top 10 list.
He's not considered. So Green Bay is favored in that game. I think they got the wrong team as the favorite. I think Denver should be favored. I don't know how Green Bay is. Denver plays really well at home, and I don't see Bo Nix losing that game. I really don't. I love the Broncos. I like that RJ Harvey. I know you liked him beginning of the season, and I just like what Denver's doing right now. And Green Bay, when they leave the frozen tundra of Green Bay, they're really not the same team as they are in Green Bay. So give me the Broncos. Give me the points. Give me. What
do you? I mean, let's talk about one of the worst teams in football playing one of the most maligned teams in football right now is Las Vegas travel to Philadelphia.
I mean, Philadelphia is going to just make Vegas give them pain. The Eagles have not been playing well. They're looking for a team like the Raiders to take it up upon. You hear what they brought like a rabbit in the locker room last week, like a lucky rabbit
to change.
And as soon as they got the loss, they took the rabbit right back outside.
I mean,
right back out.
He had he lost in fantasy world. He lost 4 points on one play. He threw an interception, then recovered the fumble and fumbled it. Jalen Hurts.
That's a good stat. That's something you got to remember for next year. That's a good quiz question. Hurts actually is not having a bad year if you look at it in stat wise. He's having a better year this year than I think last year, if I remember right. It's just they're not playing well. I mean, your guy Barkley is not having the year he had last year. We both knew he was going to regress. You even said it on the air. I think the Eagles will take it upon the Raiders just to beat them up badly. I see that as I say the Eagles win by at least 20 points. They're just going to kill those guys.
All right. We're going to do two more games and we'll get out of here. One is the one we already kind of alluded to with the MVP race. Detroit traveling to SoFi to play Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and the Rams.
Quick question. Why isn't that game the 5:00 game on Sunday?
Why didn't they flex it to the Sunday night game?
But
they have Minnesota at Dallas.
I mean, who cares about Minnesota, Dallas?
Neither of them are going to make the playoffs.
I mean, couldn't they make either the Patriot game or
the Patriots game, the Denver game, or that game?
I mean, why are they keeping Minnesota? Minnesota's horrible to watch.
Because Dallas is America's team.
I know, but
I throw up in my mouth a little bit every time I say that.
I know, but it's not 1974. Fran Tarkenton's not coming out of the locker room.
Right, and Tom Landry's not coaching the Cowboys right now.
You know, so again, I don't know. But to answer your question, that game is the most exciting game of the week, I feel, points wise. Both teams will pile on the points. Both teams will throw the ball, air the ball. It should be over 800 yards of total offense together. And
there could be 50 to 60 points scored in the game.
And if you have red zone like I do, I think red zone's going to be on that game about 80% of the time.
Every commercial break will be. And when we come back, there's another score.
There's no
All right, one more game.
Yeah.
Let's go to that Sunday night game. What do you expect from George Pickens after all the crap he took because of his performance last week?
That kid, I'll tell you one thing about that guy. He does not remember the past.
No.
He plays, regardless what he did the week before, he could drop every pass. He'll come back this week and have 200 yards. He is so good, and he should be comeback player of the year. I don't know if he will be. We'll see what Trevor Lawrence could be too. But long story short, he is somebody that I want on my team. I believe in the kid. I think he'll have a big game against Minnesota. And I just can't believe they haven't took this game out at 5 o'clock.
You know, I'm not a Jerry Jones fan, never have been.
I like Jerry Jones, but keep going.
Like, he's gotten some wins there. He got George Pickens for a fourth. Remember, the Philadelphia Eagles paid the Washington Redskins a 3rd-round pick for Jahan Dotson.
I love how you call them the Redskins. I love it.
It's like, I mean, I don't think they can afford to sign him long-term in Dallas because of how much they're paying CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
But that boy, if he puts together a game or two the rest of the season, is going to demand a hefty payday.
No, he deserves it. I don't know if you've been watching the Cowboys at all. I do watch the Cowboys because I just like watching Prescott, and I love, if they're losing, I love seeing Jerry Jones in the press box, just like all worried. It's great. But yes, this Pickens, I mean, he makes unbelievable catches, and he makes drops too. He drops a lot of balls too. What do you think? I mean, JJ McCarthy had 3 touchdowns throwing and 1 rushing last week. I know he had three different tight ends he hit for touchdowns, but is that what he did? Okay.
He's going against Dallas, who doesn't have all that daunting of a pass defense. Do you think he's going to have another good week, or do you think we're going to see a regression again?
I think we'll see a regression. I think he'll have an okay game, not the game he had last week.
All right. Party Marty. Hey, how is it going, guys? My Dolphins need to try to get in. My Seahawks are doing well too. Well, yeah, your Seahawks are pretty darn good. Your Miami Dolphins, not so much.
They had a good game last week. They looked really good. But no, they're not the team.
They travel to Pittsburgh this weekend, and we all know how well on Monday night. I'm sorry. And we all know how well Tua does in cold weather games. So TJ Watt might give him another concussion this week.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not. But
the Seahawks, the Seahawks are playing good football. They looked great last week. The problem with the Seahawks is that they're not consistent. They'll come home and they'll lose by 10 points. They're not a great home team. They're better away.
I don't think they have I've watched a couple of their games because I have a few of their players in fantasy.
Of course.
They just don't seem to have a consistent offensive identity.
No.
Right? Like they vacillate between Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Sometimes they want to be a run team when they should be throwing the ball, and other times they want to throw the ball when they're trying to milk possession. Cooper Kupp has been inconsistent. They have that kid Torrey Horton who's talented, but he hasn't quite put it all together yet. Sam Darnold's done well. He had 1 or 2 clunkers all season, and you can live with that. And JSN might be the new best wide receiver on the planet.
Casey, if you were drafting for next season, and let's say you have the 6th pick, do you pick JSN?
If I have the 4th pick, I'm picking JSN.
Ooh, I like that. Is he your number 1 wide receiver next season?
I'm still taking Jamar Chase number 1. I can't not take him because of what his ceiling, especially with a healthy Joe Burrow.
How far does Justin Jefferson drop?
He's I probably have him as wide receiver 4 or 5.
Wow. The mighty have fallen, Casey Scheinfeld.
All right, one more question, then we're getting out of here. Gob MX 3091, full point PPR. Question: 1 drop, 1 keep. Gainwell, Pearsall, Mike Evans. I'm keeping Kenneth Gainwell. I'm probably dropping Ricky Pearsall, if I had to be honest, because, I mean, Pittsburgh is committed to Gainwell around the goal line. They love Jaylen Warren too, but Gainwell's not going anywhere. Question number 2, Tyler Warren or Harold Fannin? Ooh, that's an interesting question because Harold Fannin and Shedeur Sanders have been great together.
I know.
But nobody
Fannon's
loves
on my list to pick up. Fannon's on my waiver wire list to pick up this week.
Nobody loves a tight end more than Phillip Rivers. I mean, if you remember back to Antonio Gates and
Kellen Winslow and who else did he have?
He loves throwing to his tight end, but God, the Colts could just lean so heavily on Jonathan Taylor.
They're going to have he's going to have to throw to somebody, and Taylor Warren is his safety valve. So yes, Taylor Warren.
So he likes Tyler Warren. I don't think you can go wrong with either.
I like Tyler Warren. He could be rookie of the year. Just don't get out there, Casey Scheinfeld.
Cleveland's going to Chicago. Indianapolis is traveling to Seattle.
Ricky Pearsall, I don't trust at all. They have
Pearsall's the drop to me.
He's the drop,
but
he just doesn't get the ball.
I would lean Fannin, but I couldn't fault you for going Tyler Warren.
I go with the guy with the better hair. I go with Tyler Warren.
Oh yeah, Warren then wins that one. All right, guys. Well, Ross, again, your insights top notch. I can't thank you enough for all of that. Everybody out there, I hope you're successful in your playoffs this weekend so that you join us again next weekend and we can talk about you playing in the championship or at least the semifinals. We will see you next Thursday, 4:00 Eastern, 1:00 Pacific. The Waiver Wire Show. We're beyond the waiver wire now, so join us on Thursday. As always, click like if you enjoyed the show, mark for notifications.